It is that time of year in the sixth grade when we are doing our budget project. We have just completed our career project. We are currently in a unit of economics, learning all about economics. And part of learning about economics is learning about your personal budget and how you are going to have expenses, how you need to make choices. So this budget project, if you notice, each one of these little spaces in this game of life called your life's budget is going to have different links to it. So this, for instance, is going to be your income, your college, your apartment, your car expenses, your groceries, essentials, insurance, your credit cards, your entertainment, eating out, clothing, furnishings, things you need for your house or apartment, your phone, your pets, your charity donations, your savings, your emergency fund, a vacation fund, and your investments. At the end of this project, you will calculate up all of your spending and determine if you were able to meet your budget for your monthly income. So why are we doing this project when you are 11? The reason is that it's important to start thinking about what your life goals are. Someday you are going to need to get a job, and it would be nice if you had a job that you loved. It would be nice if you had a job that you enjoyed. And in order to do that, you need to start planning in middle school for the kind of job that you want. And parts of that planning is making sure that you are doing what you need to do in school to be successful, so that you can be successful in seventh grade, and then in eighth grade, and then in ninth grade, and then in high school. And that will allow you the opportunities to do things like college and to prepare for a career that you'd like to have and that you enjoy. So that is why we're doing this budget project when you are 11, is because you need to start thinking about what are the real costs of life. When I was 11, I had no idea that we had to pay for water in our house. I had no idea that was a bill. I had no idea of some of the things that cost money, that electricity costs money every time you turn on a light. This is why your mother follows you around the house and turns off lights or tells you to turn the heat down, because each of these expenses in our life costs money, and we have to budget for that money. So let's get in and take a look at your budget. First of all, you will have a couple of videos to watch. This is one of them. I am now doing the budget tutorial, which will go right here. And you should have already watched the What is a Budget Teacher lesson. I am going to go to the next slide to see what our budget looks like. The goal at the end of this project is this little square right here. This is your leftover money at the end of a month. You're starting off at the top with your gross pay per month, and your net pay per month is what you get to take home. And then you have all of your expenses, your essentials, your needs, your discretionary wants, and your savings and your goals. And each one of these parts of the project, you will put amounts where these dollar signs are. And ultimately, at the end of the month, did you stay within your budget? That's going to be a huge challenge. And that is why we're doing this project, because we're learning about how to make decisions. Economics is all about opportunity costs and making choices and having to give things up. So first of all, you're going to go through this project, and each part of the project will be separated out with its own directions. But ultimately, just to give you an overview of the project, you will be learning about your income and filling in your income. You will be filling in about your college loans, because a lot of jobs require college. And if you go to college, oftentimes you have to get a loan. So you will have information on each page that you need to fill in. This yellow box on every single slide is a box that corresponds to that main budget page. And that is where you will move over the information. From that particular spot, you will move it over to the budget page. You'll be looking at an apartment. You'll be looking at the apartment costs, finding maybe a roommate, and your cost will come out here for your monthly apartment cost. You'll be looking for a car. You'll be looking for a model and make of a car and finding a car and putting some car pictures. You'll be looking at some car expenses. What kinds of expenses go into making a car? Remembering that each car or each activity will have a teacher lesson to guide you through that process. Your weekly menu. It's important to know what you're going to get for groceries. You'll be filling out a weekly menu for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, including some healthy choices. You're going to make a grocery list and you're going to go shopping for those items. What is the cost of groceries for a month? Your essentials, things like cleaning products and shampoo and soap and medication. All of those things need to be planned into your budget. Entertainment, what might you do for fun? You're going to be looking at some options for that as well. Eating out, one of my favorite things to do. You can look at some different restaurant choices. You're going to choose a meal, find out the costs, and come up with the meal tax and the tip and the total cost of that meal. You're going to be looking for some clothing at your favorite store, or maybe you want to go with a Goodwill choice to save some money in your budget. Doesn't matter, you need clothes. You'll be looking at that as part of your budget. Furniture and electronics to go into your apartment. Things like having a couch or a microwave or a computer. Those things all cost money. Home goods, you need towels, you need dishes, you need a shower curtain. Those are the kinds of things you need to budget for. We don't have all of the money we want to buy all the things that we want and need. Your cell phone, one of your favorite things. You are going to be finding your cell phone along with your monthly insurance and your monthly plan costs. You'll also have the opportunity to plan a vacation. We have to budget for vacations. You can get a choice between camping, Disney World, a weekend at York, Maine, or a free choice that you come up with yourself, but you're going to establish what you need to save every month to get to your ideal vacation. Also, if you want a pet, we need to include that in our budget. There's all sorts of costs that go into having a pet. You will need insurance to protect you from accidents and loss. You'll be adding up your insurance for your budget. You also need an emergency fund because accidents happen. So you'll be putting some money into your budget. You'll also need to learn how to manage your money and how to pay bills. There's different ways to pay bills. You're going to be writing a check. You also can give to charity, giving to nonprofit organizations. You will be looking at some choices and you'll choose your nonprofits that you'd like to support in your budget. Also savings, things like retirements, things like car savings or child or college savings. You'll be looking at investing. What kinds of things could you invest in? And finally, your final page is your budget project, where each one of these spaces will be filled in from each of the pages in your budget project. And that is when we'll do the math and we'll find out, did you succeed at staying within your budget? And if you didn't, what kinds of things could you cut out? You're going to have to go back and look and say, well, I can cut out at eating out. I can cut out on some of my home goods. Maybe I can get a cheaper cell phone. We all have to make choices. Economics is about choices. And finally, it's always important to reflect on our work. So we'll be using a reflection Google form to reflect on what we learned. Remember that every single page will have directions. They will all have a teacher video to teach you how to do that page and everything step by step by step. But that is an overview of your budget project. I really hope you try your best on this. I hope you really try to understand that the more you put into this project, the more you are going to learn, the more you're going to be prepared for your real life. Good luck.